let's get in Karan Taurani of Elara Capital, who joins us to talk about the media space and particularly Zee Entertainment. Hi, Karan. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Karan, you know that IndusInd Bank issue has been sorted out with Zee. Do you expect the IDBI Bank issue as well to get sorted out? And Zee Entertainment stock has rallied close to 10% in the last 1 month or so. You expect further upside from here on as valuations are still comforting?
Hi, Nigel. Good morning. Pleasure to be here. If you look at Zee as a stock, I think there was a big overhang in terms of the merger not going through, and that was after this NCLT insolvency plea which had come in. The stock had bottomed out towards 170, 180 levels, and it was trading at compelling valuations. I think post that in the last 1 month, it has moved up close to 20-25%. And I think the only NCLT overhang right now is with IDBI Bank, and that's to the tune of almost 150 crores. Now, once that settlement happens, I think the NCLT merger approval should come in anytime soon. What we are hearing right now is that the next merger hearing is on the 13th of April. And if at all IDBI is settled before that, the NCLT merger approval might come in on that date. If not, then the hearing will again get pushed. But the broader assessment is that I think it's a 4 to 6 week process. Probably could take that the IDBI settlement could happen.
Okay, the next big trigger that all of these guys are looking forward to is the pickup in ad revenues, right? And you have big events now. There's the IPL coming back. Ad revenues for broadcasters have been under pressure for a while. Do you see any change come through? And how do you see names like this progress, Zee, etc.?
So I think ad revenues generally have been under pressure, and that will remain this year. So we are not seeing any positive signs of recovery for now. I think around festive, around October time, in probably Q3 FY24 is when we could see some sort of a recovery. Even if we speak of this quarter specifically, I think the numbers are quite weak. So if you look at TV as a medium, they had recovered to 95% of pre-COVID last year, in F22. And this year, they're again back to 85-87% of pre-COVID levels. So they've actually come down by 10 to 12% as compared to what they were last year. But I think looking at IPL, there is no impact as such, on Zee. IPL is going to more have an impact in terms of Jio Cinema and in terms of Star.
Karan, the worry at the margin is that will someone else at some point stand up and say, well, we are also owed money? Is this the end of the wars if all this is paid back, or you think there could be something unexpected between now and the fruition as far as that merger is concerned, the approval goes? Any thoughts at all?
I think this is largely the end of it. So if you look at the process in the last 1.5 months, the process has moved at a very fast pace, thankfully. And I think once IDBI comes in, once the settlement happens, or once the final outcome comes, in terms of what happens with the IDBI Bank, I think within the 4 to 6 week window, we could get the merger approval. And from a valuation standpoint, I think the stock looks to be reasonable even right now after this up move, what we see in the last 1 month. So just to give you some perspective, after building in that 11,000 crores of cash, what Sony is going to infuse, and after putting in merger synergies of close to 500 to 600 crores on the pad, the valuations are now trading in the range of somewhere of 9.5 to 13 times, P. The range is basically primarily because we have given zero valuation for the OTT business for now. So if we exclude the losses of the OTT business, the valuations are about 9.5 times. And if you include the losses, they are 13 times. So in both the scenarios, I think there is a good amount of potential upside because, because of the synergies, because the entity becoming so large, we do see a potential of this entity trading at close to 70 to 18 times P.
Okay, all right. So big re-rating possible. Now, Karan, just a quick response to, I want to ask you, since we have you on Nykaa, it's down almost 9% this week. Reliance's beauty business launches next week, as we understand. I don't know if Nykaa is under pressure ahead of that or other issues. Any thoughts? It's almost at a new low.
Yeah, I think Nykaa definitely there has been some pressure in terms of growth, and that's been across all discretionary categories, whether you call it alcohol, whether you call it QSR. Similar has happened for Nykaa as well. So broadly, in terms of numbers, I think this quarter the GMV could have some amount of negative surprise because the competitive intensity this quarter has also moved up. There have been players like DMart and Zepto, which have come aggressively in the personal care space, and that's where Nykaa is actually trying to make inroads in a very big way. But I think, looking at the competitive intensity, I think, yeah, definitely that is going to have a negative impact in terms of growth rate. But no change as such in terms of our estimates, because we've already factored in 25% growth rate for the online BPC segment. If at all the growth rates move below 20%, then I think it's a big worrisome sign. Otherwise, for Nykaa as well, I think at 125 levels, I think it's very much priced in.
Okay, thanks a lot, Karan, for joining in. We have a market opening now, so we'll take your leave. Well, let's also talk about SBI